allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will you please start with a roll call?
Council President Prince.
Here.
Councilmember Perez.
Here.
Council,
Here.
Councilmember Albertson.
Here.
Councilmember Rivera.
Here.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Here.
And, okay, I heard you. And Councilmember McIrvin.
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all present.
All right, thank you. And tonight we're starting off with a special presentation. We have a proclamation for Lunar New Year Day.
Proclamation, whereas the traditional Lunar New Year celebration, also known as the Spring Festival, dates back as early as the 14th century BC, and whereas 2024 is the Year of the Dragon, symbolizing prosperity, abundance, and good fortune. And whereas the Lunar New Year is celebrated uniquely in many different Asian countries, but regardless of the country, culture, religion, or ethnicity, the day is a time for family reunions, gatherings, reaffirming bonds, and reflection. And whereas the diverse Asian community in Renton has been home to many Asian families for generations, as well as newer Asian immigrants. And whereas the city of Renton, celebrated as the 17th most diverse city in the nation, with its rich demographic diversity, beautiful parks, friendly and prosperous businesses, many community services, and excellent schools, has provided a welcoming environment for the Asian community to call Renton their home. Now, therefore, I, Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim February 12th, 2024 to be Lunar New Year Day in the City of Renton. I encourage all members of the community to join me in the special observance. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed this 12th day of February, 2024, signed Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Van.
I move that the proclamation be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Van, seconded by Council President Prince, that the proclamation be adopted as read. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. And tonight we have a couple of people here to accept the proclamation, Duke Tron and Michael Chin. Duke, would you like to say a few words, or Michael? Yeah. Right up there at the podium, yeah.
Hello. Mayor and the City Councils, this is my honor to represent the Asian community to receiving this proclamation from the city. The City of Renton is always welcome, and we be inclusive in the City of Renton for work, for living, and for visiting. We thank you for the city had recognized the importance of the Asian community in the city of Renton. And also want to you recognize the very important holiday, the Lunar New Year's holiday. So thank you.
Thank you. Would Michael like to say a few words? No? Well, we're going to take a couple of pictures, but before we do, I just want to let everybody at home know that we actually had our second annual Lunar New Year celebration just a couple of minutes ago in the neighboring facility, and it's really wonderful to get have this many people show up and celebrate with us and eat traditional foods and kind of acknowledge the importance of this day to the community. So next, could you join me? Oh, yeah.
May I say a few words?
Absolutely. You bet.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And thank you, council members, colleagues, for joining me in this proclamation. While it's not historic proclamation, it is in some ways a very beautiful celebration. Our historical ceremony of Lunar New Year proclamation was in 2020 during the pandemic. And just how far we've come as a community is praise to our community members. And I wish you the very best Lunar New Year for the Year of the Dragon, which is celebrated by the Koreans, Chinese, Vietnamese, Mien, and a lot of Southeast Asian countries and East Asian countries. So Happy New Year and Year of the Dragon. Thank you so much. Tony.
All right. Now I'm just stalling so everybody else can get one.
Hey, Tony, you need to be in the next picture. We need Tony to come up.
Come on, get one.
Everybody.
What's happening?
Every-
It should be two. What's happening?
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Close up. I'm way back. So everyone that joined us for the proclamation, you're more than welcome to stay with us for the rest of the business part of the meeting. You're also welcome to go back in the room next door and enjoy your company and some more food. So thank you very much. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, Pachoy. Say
Happy New Year. All right. So next up is the administrative report.
All right. Information about preventative street maintenance, traffic impact projects, and road closures happening this week can be found at our website, rentonwa.gov/traffic. All projects are weather permitting, and unless otherwise noted, streets will always remain open. That is all.
Okay, short and sweet. So next up is audience comment. We have two people signed up. When I call your name, please step up to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes. Please give your name, city of residence, and the topic you'll be addressing. And tonight we have, starting off is Ray Liao. Is it Liao?
All right. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, council members. My name is Ray Liao. I'm an attorney at Van Ness Feldman in Seattle. And I'm here to talk tonight about actually a topic I've emailed you all recently about. Since 2019, I've represented the developer of the Cedar River multifamily apartment project throughout a very complex permitting process through the city that we long ago completed. But I recently reached out to you to discuss actually some of the economic difficulties that multifamily developers like SRM are facing, specifically moving from the permitting to the construction phase of their projects. And while I'm here tonight on behalf of my client SRM, I'm actually, my comments have broader applicability to other similarly situated projects in the city. So specifically, I'm here to request that the council consider an ordinance to provide temporary relief on extending building permit applications under RMC Section 4-5-060 Subpart E7. We are specifically asking council to temporarily increase the allowable extension on building permit applications from 1 year to 2 years, or alternatively, to temporarily suspend the fee to extend applications by 1 year. So since the government increased interest rates in 2022, which I know you're all familiar with, commercial development has been hit particularly hard, and this is very much the case for multifamily development. So if this isn't something that you're aware of, around the same time that interest rates increased, so did market rate vacancies. And so for developers who were putting projects through the pipeline, that meant that getting construction financing was insurmountably difficult for most projects. And so indeed, for projects like Cedar River Apartment Complex, they've been stalled out now for quite some time because they have not been able to secure financing. We've actually been working very closely with the city staff for some time on this issue, including the city's building official, Rob Shuey, and the city's recently departed interim director, Vanessa Dolby. We've shared with staff that other cities have been facing very similar problems. And in fact, cities like Bellevue and Shoreline have adopted similar ordinances recently to temporarily extend building permits to offer the kind of relief that's needed for these pipeline projects to ensure that that pipeline doesn't completely stall out after much work through the permitting process. Notably, not all jurisdictions are like the city of Renton in which and requiring additional fees just for the privilege of extending those permit timelines. So that offers an additional hurdle here in Renton for those projects who've gotten a bit stuck. Based on my conversations with staff, it's my understanding that the only avenue for relief at this point for projects like the Cedar River apartment complex is to come before council and make this request to either temporarily extend the timeline for permit applications to be extended, or to temporarily suspend the required fee to do so for a year's time. So for clarification, we are not asking for a fee waiver that's specific to this project. We are asking that for other similarly situated projects, it's our understanding that there are several who have already had to drop their building permits or about ready to face to do so because of similar struggles. And so, in short, we are asking for the council to consider temporary interim relief development projects that are well through the permitting process, just to allow for additional time before they need to move on to construction by either, again, suspending the fees or allowing for additional time than what's currently allowed. So, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Next up is Marcus Olson.
Well, hello, Mayor and Council. I guess this is lucky, so press our luck. I found a piece of property on 4508 Northeast 4th Street in the Highlands, and I have a couple food trucks. And I talked to you about ordinances, and I specifically said the ordinances between midnight and 5 to be changed in certain situations, as also as more than one food truck to service a property. The particular property had a really recent bad past. There was a massage parlor, and a woman was held captive, and the police department, FBI were involved. So it's the worst piece of property in that area, and it's leading to more crime in the area versus something that's occupied and positive. So I'm just asking I have a pre-planning meeting with the property with the 6th floor already, and to get things on the docket. And I've talked to Jessie Kotorski as she's helping with that, and that's about it. And have a great day. Thanks.
Thank you. And we have no one signed up virtually. So we are on to consent agenda. There are 7 items up for council consideration. Are there any that you would like to pull?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President.
seeing none, I move we approve the consent agenda as published.
Second.
It's been moved by Council President Prince, seconded by Councilmember Albertson, that the consent agenda be approved as published. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. We are on to unfinished business. Council President Prince.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Perez.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Van.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Albertson.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Rivera.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Mr. Mayor, this committee has 9 committee reports.
Okay, Finance Committee report. The first is regarding approval of claims and payroll vouchers. Finance Committee approves the following payments. Accounts payable, total payment of $18,971,304.74 for a number of vouchers and payroll benefit withholding vouchers and 6 wire transfers. 2 is payroll, a total payment of $1,871,224.82 for 666 direct deposits and 9 checks. This is the January 1st through 15th pay period. And then finally, Kidder Matthew vouchers totaling $143,094.11. This is approved by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Member Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding a lease addendum for Rain City Catering. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the lease addendum with Rain City Catering for 8 months, effective January 31st, 2024. This too is assigned or approved by the committee chair and members.
Councilmember Halloran.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding interlocal agreement with Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority for the Regional FD Cares Pilot Project. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the agreement with Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority and to approve funds in the amount of $182,875 to be paid quarterly for the FD Cares pilot project. The project is to provide support services for the Renton Police Department to include but not limited to aid in the de-escalation of nonviolent community members in crisis with behavioral health disorders, connect community members to appropriate resources, and address mental health issues or other social service needs. This too is approved by the committee chair and members.
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding interlocal agreements with the cities of Auburn, Burien, Covington, and Tukwila for electronic home monitoring. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the interlocal agreements with the City of Auburn, City of Burien, City of Covington, and City of Tukwila respectfully for their utilization of Renton's electronic home monitoring EHM program for eligible offenders sentenced by participants municipal court. Participants shall compensate Renton for the services provided under this agreement for the term of January 1, 2024 to December 31st, 2028. Installation and monitoring of EHM offenders will be billed to participant at a rate of $36, $18 for equipment, $18 for administration services per active day. This too is signed by approved by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding King County Parks Levy Aquatics Facilities funding for the Henry Moses Aquatic Center improvements. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute a contract to receive grant funding from King County's Natural Resources and Parks Department for King County Parks levy funding in the amount of $904,440 to update the Henry Moses Aquatic Center. This too is approved by the committee chair and members.
Yes, Councilmember Halloran.
I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding the May Creek Trail South, a King County capital project grant agreement. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the capital projects grant agreement with King County. The Finance Committee further recommends amending the budget to reflect the $800,000 grant funding for the May Creek Trail South project. This is approved by the committee chair and members.
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
I'm hoping to get through this before my voice fails. I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding an agreement amendment with the U.S. Small Business Administration for the Logan Place Market. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the execution of grant agreement with the U.S. Small Business Administration for Logan Place Market as a fiscal year 23 congressional community project in order to extend the completion date and to reallocate the funding categories of the previously accepted $1.5 million federal grant for the Logan Place Market in the existing pavilion building. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Councilmember Halloran.
I move that the council concur with the finance committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding a contract proposal for strategic marketing services for the Renton Community Marketing Campaign. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the consultant contract not to exceed $150,000 with Pyramid Communications to provide strategic marketing assistance for citywide economic development and tourism. This is approved by the committee chair and members.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the council concur with the finance committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor?
Mayor?
Yes.
Yeah, if I may just add how this particular committee report, I think is very important, especially if we're looking into World Cup 2026. And I'm very excited for our council to be moving this. So thank you.
Okay, I'll take the vote now. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
All right, the final Finance Committee report is regarding an agreement with Granicus LLC for website design services. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute this agreement with Granicus LLC in the amount of $232,500 for website design services. This, too, is approved by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Halloran.
I move that the council concur with the finance committee.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. Before we move on, I want to say that I know that if you were here, you probably would have said something about the money that we received for the pool, and thanks staff for their work. That's exciting that we're going to get almost $1 million to help renovate the pool. So I did it for you. All right. Councilmember McGurven.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Transportation Committee has 3 reports to present.
All right, the first Transportation Aviation Committee report is regarding the lease assignment for the Renton Gateway Center LLC. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the assignment and assumption of ground lease, our city number LAG 99006, and assignment and assumption of sub-ground lease LAG 99-002 with FBO Capital Group Management doing business as Dark Horse Aviation to transfer the leasehold interest in land, buildings, and facilities at the Renton Airport from Gateway LLC to Dark Horse Aviation. This is approved by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember McGurven.
I move council concur with the Transportation Committee report.
The second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember McGurven, second by Councilmember Van, that the council concur with the Transportation Aviation Committee report. In discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding the 2024-2025 ORCA business cards and business passport products agreement. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the 2024-2025 ORCA business cards and business passports products agreement. This too is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember McGurven.
I move council concur with this Transportation Aviation Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember McGurven, second by Councilmember Van, that the council concur with the Transportation Aviation Committee report. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councilmember Van.
Yeah, I just want to say, in terms of this committee report, I mentioned this in committee earlier, but just for our council to know that, we've added in more staff wanting to participate in this program, which I think is an amazing thing, and also to really, as we're looking into climate change issues, so very happy that this is brought to the council. So thank you.
Okay, we're going to take the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the final report is regarding the full weekend closure of Northeast 44th Street between North 43rd Street and I-405. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to adopt the resolution authorizing the full weekend closure of Northeast 44th Street to occur between May 3rd, 2024 and August 26, 2024 for the purpose of lowering Northeast 44th Street to final elevation west of I-405. This is approved by the committee chair and members.
Mayor.
Councilmember McGurven.
Yes, this, as Jason mentioned, work is necessary if it's part of the 44th Street interchange project for our side on the street there. And most importantly, there's been promised to be done before Seahawks training camp begins. So with that, I move council concur with the Transportation Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember McGurven, second by Councilmember Van, that the council concur with the Transportation Aviation Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. We're on to legislation. We have 6 resolutions and 1 ordinance for second and final reading.
All right, the first resolution is regarding Northeast 44th Street. Resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing temporary full street closure of Northeast 44th Street between North 43rd Street and I-405 southbound off-ramp.
Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember McGurven.
I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember McGurven, second by Councilmember Van, that the resolution be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next is an agreement with the City of Auburn for electronic home monitoring. A resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to sign an interlocal agreement with the City of Auburn for the purpose of providing electronic home monitoring program and related services.
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the resolution be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
All right, this next resolution is regarding electronic home monitoring for the City of Burien. A resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to sign an interlocal agreement with the City of Burien for the purpose of providing electronic home monitoring program and related services.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the resolution be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Next resolution is regarding electronic home monitoring for the City of Covington. A resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to sign an interlocal agreement with the City of Covington for the purpose of providing electronic home monitoring program and related services.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move that the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the resolution be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the next resolution is regarding electronic home monitoring for the City of Tukwila. A resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to sign an interlocal agreement with the City of Tukwila for the purpose of providing electronic home monitoring program and related services.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the resolution be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next resolution is regarding the FD Cares pilot project with the Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority. Resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an interlocal agreement with Puget Sound Regional Fire Authority for the purpose of creating a regional FD Cares pilot project.
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the resolution be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Perez, that the resolution be adopted as read. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
Okay, so the up next is an ordinance for second and final reading, and it's regarding the extension of temporary waiver of city center parking garage fees. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington relating to the temporary waiver of parking fees for the city center parking garage established by ordinance number 5997 and extended and amended by ordinance number 6018, 6039, and 6065 in response to the operational limits on businesses to extend the temporary waiver of parking fees for parking for periods of up to 10 hours within the city's city center parking garage located at 655 South 2nd Street, providing for severability and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the ordinance be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember McGurven, that the ordinance be adopted as read. If there's no discussion, this is second reading. It requires a roll call.
Council President Prince.
Aye.
Councilmember Perez.
Aye.
Councilmember Venn.
Aye.
Councilmember Albertson.
Aye.
Councilmember Rivera.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Aye.
And Councilmember McGurven.
Aye.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all ayes.
All right, motion carries. We're on to new business. Council President Prince.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. On Monday, February 19th, there will be no meetings for President's Day holiday. And then on Monday, February 26th, the committee of the whole is canceled. However, at 6 p.m., we will be having a Black History Month reception in the conferencing center. No official council action will be taken during this reception. And then at 7 p.m., we will convene in the council chambers for the council meeting. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Perez.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No new business.
Okay, Councilmember Van.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't have any business, but I wanted to again say thank you to the city and my council colleagues for helping us celebrate the Lunar New Year, as well as thanking our staff for their involvement in hosting it. And of course, our commissioners, our equity commissioners, Gabriel Jones and Manami Makoka, for attending.
All right, Councilmember Albertson.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. On Monday, February 26th at 2:45 p.m., the Community Services Committee will be meeting in the council conference room and via video conference. One item on the agenda, emerging issues in parks and recreation. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Rivera.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Public Safety Committee will be meeting on Monday, February 26th at 1:45 p.m. in the council conference room and via video conference. We'll be talking about the downtown patrol unit update and hopefully crime that's happening in the right outside that region, the pedestrian safety update, the Chiefs Community Council update, the RRFA briefing, and of course, emerging issues in public safety. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. And I'm going to go backtrack to Councilmember Perez.
I'm sorry, I do have new businesses. So on Monday, February 26, 2024, at 4:45 p.m., Planning and Development Committee will be meeting in the council conference room as well as via video conference. There are 3 items on the agenda. First, Rainier Grady Junction TOD Suberia Draft EIS update. Second, 2024 Title 4, Docket 19, briefing. And third, emerging issues in CD. My apologies, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Councilmember O'Halloran.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, on Monday, February 26th at 3:45 p.m., the Finance Committee will be meeting in the conference room and via video conference. We have 7 items on the agenda. Introduces the agreement with the King County for award flood reduction and watershed management grant funds. Second, fuel tax grant agreement with the Washington State Transportation Improvement Board for the South 7th Street Corridor Improvements Project. Third is fuel tax grant agreement with Washington State Transportation Improvement Board for the Southwest 43rd Street Improvement Project. Fourth, recreation temporary event permit fee waiver requests. Fifth, Renton Middle Housing Development Regulations 23 through 25, Department of Commerce grant acceptance and makers agreement approval. Sixth is vouchers. And seventh is emerging issues in finance. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you, Councilmember O'Halloran. And now you can go drink some honey and lemon and get some rest. So get better soon. Councilmember McGurven.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
All right, what is the wish of the council?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President.
I move the council meeting recess into executive session for 30 minutes to discuss labor negotiations pursuant to RCW 42.30.144B with no official action to be taken, and that the council meeting be adjourned when the executive session is adjourned.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President McGurven, seconded, or Council President Prince, seconded by Councilmember McGurven, that we go into executive session for approximately 30 minutes to discuss labor issues. There will be no action taken. We will adjourn directly after the meeting. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. All right, we're